Hi, thank you for joining us for our Human Library video series. In this video series, we borrow people from our local community to hear their stories and to showcase the diverse possibilities available in our local area. Today I'll be joined by Jessica Loughland, who's a postdoc researcher exploring the human response to malaria. Today we'll hear more about her skills of critical thinking and synthesizing and how she's used these skills to get to where she is today. So can you tell us what your professional life looks like today?
Yes, so at the moment I'm working as a postdoc or postdoctoral researcher at a medical research institute. And so basically what that involves is, we're a group that works in human immunology and specifically infectious diseases, looking at the human immune response to malaria. And why we're interested in that is because malaria affects over half the world's population, mostly young children and pregnant women. And so there's no real great tools to fight against malaria. So by understanding the human immune response to malaria, we'll hopefully be able to create better tools to improve the fight against such an infectious disease. So that's like the overall aim of my role, is to try to achieve that goal. But in my day-to-day life, I supervise students, I write papers, I write grants, I read a lot, and I collaborate with a lot of people.
Can you name and describe a skill that you've used through your life that's helped you to get to where you are today?
Yep, so I was thinking about this, and I think critical thinking has been something I've learnt over the last 12 to 15 years of what I've been doing. Critical thinking and synthesizing ideas. And this skill has allowed me to achieve my PhD, but then also work as a postdoc in my current role. Yeah.
Excellent. Looking back, can you think of a specific time or give an example where critical thinking and synthesizing has really helped you to achieve a goal or to accomplish something?
Yep, so I guess using critical thinking to find out results in the data that I generate and synthesize those ideas to write publications, which then go on to help inform, say, vaccine formulations in my example for malaria.
What do you love about your professional and personal life today in what you're doing?
Okay, well, yes, so I think what I really like is teaching those skills to my now PhD students and honours students and research students generally. So what's really great is seeing when someone first starts their PhD or masters or honours or something, and at the beginning it's very hard to have those big ideas and to think in a big picture way and then also bring it into a narrow focus. And just to see how the students really learn that over that 3 to 4 year period. And I'm getting that now, we have new PhD students starting and they seem very wide-eyed and nervous, and my more senior PhD students are really starting to ask great questions and lead their own projects. So that's very rewarding. Yeah.
What do you think this says about the values that are important to you?
Yeah, so values that are important to me, I would think are authenticity and integrity, as well as honesty, which I think comes probably together or with authenticity. And so really integrity also comes into research integrity. So it's really important to know when you're doing something that you are doing it correctly, but also know when to ask the right questions and to stop yourself and think, oh, maybe we need some more input, whatnot. So that also comes into authenticity. You have to be an authentic person to get the right answers to solve these problems.
What's one piece of advice that you would give your younger self today?
Yeah, so I think I would say to take the opportunities when they arise. So when someone gives you an opportunity to do something and you feel nervous, I'd say just give it a go. I'd also say to be able to do what I do now, I made the decision to move so I did my undergrad at Sydney Uni, and then I got a job at a research institute in Darwin, and I just thought I was interested in social justice issues, and I was like, this institute focuses on Indigenous health, and I thought maybe this is something I'm interested in, but I actually ended up in the global health department, which is where they look at malaria. So by just following this kind of, I guess, deep-seated understanding of myself, I was able to take that opportunity, and we stayed in Darwin for 8 years. And then I took another opportunity and moved to Brisbane for 4 years as a postdoc. So I think I'd say to myself, just take the risk because it's really fun.
And if you think back to your younger self, do you think that advice would have changed anything that you've done through your life?
I think potentially I would have been more confident with taking risks in other career possibilities. I think I might have undersold myself a little bit. So I would probably give myself a bit more advice and say, just because you're from Taree, you can do this. So I think I might have taken a few more risks if I was back then, if I knew that advice.